Well, hello and welcome on today's celebration online, everything to do around self-belief and mental health. I'm Crisula Sirigu, the Golden Muse. I'm the founder of Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth, non-profit organization, youth engagement. And it is our honor to have this little celebration that we all need to arrange some sort of contact, some sort of to reach out, to be able to connect with other people. And luckily we've got online ways to connect since travel by petrol that has become so obscene these days. So it's wonderful to have Sue Brookes and Sue Williams with us, and also Aga Motlock. And I believe I pronounce your name correctly, Aga?
Perfectly.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the importance of believing in yourself and also cultivating that self-belief and self-confidence in various ways through what you're doing, through your work, but through your hobbies, through different tools you can use in your self-care time, and also what you represent, your role in, also if you've got children, in how you present that self-belief. What does it look like to them as well? So we're going to touch on that as well. So it is a very fun-loving type of conversation, light-hearted, life-inspired conversation. That's what I've been doing for however many years. That's how I met Sue Brookes and Sue Williams when I started, when I was doing radio shows, Healthy Healing Show, and the result of that was the Book of Soulful Musings, and both Sue Brookes and Sue Williams are involved in this. Sue Brookes as the editor, and also you've got a piece in there as well, Sue, haven't you?
Yeah,
and Sue Williams with her poetry. Now, of course, individually we will have everyone to say a few words to present yourselves, and yeah. So I'm sure that by the end of it, you will take a few tools to take away, to feel inspired to bring into your everyday life. And if you like some more, well, we can have some more. Okay, so there you are. Now, who would like to start? I'd like to start with Sue Brookes, because Sue, is thanks to you that I was introduced to Sue Williams.
So just to introduce myself, so I'm Susan Brookes-Morris. I'm based in the Midlands in the UK, and I enjoy editing, proofreading, writing myself, helping others share the messages of inspiration from their own journeys and their own stories, and the positive work they are doing to help others. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a particular interest in children's and young people's mental health through things that I've experienced in my own life. And I just think it's so important to give younger people those tools as soon as possible at an early stage of their lives, because if they have those capabilities to manage their emotions and to deal with, let's be honest, what is a very stressful world at the moment for younger people as well as ourselves, then that will really set them up in life to be able to go forward and live to their best potential and achieve what they want to do and be confident in who they are themselves.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Sue. So how do you know Sue Williams then? So just tell us a little bit about your connection with Sue Williams.
Yeah, so we met. It's a long time ago now. It might even be 10 years. It might be about 2012 through a women's network organisation that I joined when I was a bit of a crossroads, wondering what was next in life. It helped me see that there was a lot more out there in the world and a lot of people doing a lot of different things compared to, how I'd been brought up and how I'd lived my life up to that point. We do have a great connection, the two Sues. We laugh a lot, we enjoy life a lot, but we also have this common interest in writing and helping others, I think.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So now over to you, Sue Williams. So Sue with the lilac top.
Yeah, yes. So I'm also based in the Midlands, and I suppose this kind of journey started for me when I took early retirement from work. I used to be a civil servant, and I got to the stage where there was a lot of changes and restructuring going on at work, and I felt that I increasingly faded into the background. It would be like something that excited me would start off a new project or something like that, and then there'd be another change and it would all die down, and I just kind of felt, as I say, a bit like the wallpaper at times. So when the opportunity came to take early retirement, I sort of grabbed it with both hands, and it was quite an emotional time, I suppose, for me as well, because both my parents died within a year of each other as this was kind of going on. And so my mum died 3 weeks after I left work, and it was kind of like it got to January of the following year, and I suddenly kind of thought, who am I and what do I want? You know, what am I going to do, kind of thing. And so I kind of started, I suppose, a bit of a journey of exploration, and I basically did lots of different courses, joined women's networks, which is obviously what Sue said, where we met, and also started journaling. So I used a technique called the morning pages, which is in the famous book by Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way. But I was very resistant to writing, in actual fact, and it was an enthusiastic coach who kind of really encouraged me to do it, and so I committed to do it I said I'd do it for a month to try it out. And after I'd been journaling for about 10 days, my writing started to change, and it started to come out in rhyme. Initially, it wasn't poetry as such, it was just sentences that kind of rhymed within themselves. And I started to write about things like knights in battle, armor, flashing, swords crashing, whatever, this kind of stuff. And went on from there to write poetry, and in particular, a poem called Believe, which I suppose was really about being squashed down and kind of being behind the scenes and kind of overlooked, if you like. So it kind of started off, stand up, be bold, be strong. Your talent on the world stage truly does belong. You are a beacon shining bright, birth to emerge, grow, and shine your inner light. And so it was really a bit of a clarion call to start believing in myself and to explore things like the writing. So I went on to do 3 books, well, 4 books in the end, but 3 of them are in the series that Priscilla was just holding up there, a trilogy around Believe You Can, the latest of which is aimed at women aged 50 plus. And also I was inspired to do a deck of Believe cards, which had the same kind of design as the initial book cover. So they had the butterflies, which stand for transformation, and they had the rainbow, the colourful rainbow, which I know Priscilla does a lot of work around.
And my rainbow behind.
And the idea of the Believe cards really is that they're a kind of daily dose of inspiration. So you can just pick a card and get a quick sort of boost, a quick sort of message around what's kind of going on for you, or maybe what you need to build strength around or focus on that day, really.
Yeah, and it is about affirmations that one of the tools that I would like to share with you, we're going to be watching this later. It's a very powerful tool that maybe you think that, oh, I've got to do something more, I've got to try a lot more, but affirmations, they're very simple but very, very potent tool, to use with. And if you use it in a consistent way, if you use it regularly, it has got powerful impact on you, on the way you you perceive yourself, the way you perceive others, your life, your reality, what you like to bring out there, your own energy, your own essence, the way you like to be out there. and you start believing more in yourself and believing more in your inner gifts and what your vision is, your dream is. So there are lots of affirmations you can use. The way they work is actually connected with the I, present tense. So it could be connected with the I am. I am brave, I am kind, I am loved. You could use this kind I am phrases, or it could be verbs. I expand in abundance, success, and love. I will share one of my favorites. That it is one of the most, I think for me, it's just one of the most effective ones. And then we can see some of Sue's also belief cards as well. This is the one that I would like to share with you here. Can you see it all? Can you see it? Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. It's a beautiful. I will share it on Facebook as well. If you haven't come across it, it comes from the book The Big Leap. Have you heard of that book?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is that repetitive thing of it, isn't it? That you can actually write it down in your journal, as Sue said. If you're into journaling, you can write down in your journal. You can actually print off and put it on your vision board, or you can have it somewhere that you can see it easily. You can connect with the words. You can connect because the words have got so much power. Those of you that you love words, I think you know what I'm talking about. Whether it's through writing or through poetry or through marketing, etc. So words have got a huge power, and they can penetrate us subconsciously. So without having to try hard. For me, life doesn't need to be hard. So let's share things. Yeah, that's what the whole thing is, how we can help our mental health and our mindset, but with easy ways, straightforward ways, and that give you some clarity as well to what you're going towards. I hope that helps. How do you find that one? How would you find this affirmation? Have you come across before?
I love it. I love the expanding, don't you?
Yeah.
Just saying I expand, I think, is in itself, it's sort of opening you up, isn't it, and going outwards. And the
word inspire, to inspire those around you, is a fabulous thing to achieve and be able to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to admit, when people first talked about affirmations with me, I guess I didn't initially think, that would be a good thing for me. It seemed talking about something that was now in the present tense, but was actually something that you wanted to achieve for the future. I couldn't quite get my head around that, but I do think they work now, and I have used them regularly. Been on a bit of a healthy living sort of thing recently, and one of those was, I am a slim and healthy person. And again, just looking at that every day and thinking about that every day inspires you to be a healthier person and to work towards that goal.
Yeah. And thinking about also the power of the words in each one, expand is one of them, abundance is the other, because we live in abundant life, whether we would like to appreciate that, but nature tells us that everything is in abundance around us. And success, of course, is a very personal thing, how you interpret it. And love, which is, it comes from your heart, and then you radiate that love out there. And the inspiration is when you are feeling happy, when you're feeling good, then you can share that, naturally with others. You don't have to say, here I am, you're actually vibrating that through, your that's it, your energy field. So then it's lovely when you can actually inspire the people to believe in themselves and and believe in life and be positive. And that's what Aga, that's what you're doing. I'll come to you.
I actually want to say I love this quote just because it's all about putting yourself forward and not be ashamed to putting yourself forward and putting yourself in the limelight, as I say, because I think as women, by the way, I'm a photographer, brand photographer, so this is very personal to me actually, and that hits the nail on the head, because I work with female business entrepreneurs and business owners and with the brand photography, and I basically help them to show up and succeed online. When I start working with women, there is always so many mental blocks, you know, with which includes showing up, feeling that you're good enough, feeling that I'm not pretty enough, I've got nothing good to say, you know, all those things going in our head when we think about our brands, our businesses and stuff like that. And I work with women to give them the confidence to show that, first of all, if you love your business, you need to show this, and you need to really believe in it, and you need to show it in order to also believe in it and trust you, you know, that what you've got to offer is good enough. Because if you don't believe it, if you're not shouting about this from the rooftops, what are the people going to think about this? You know, well, if you don't believe in your business, then why should I? You know, so I think it's all about around our confidence, around our strength, that we're good enough. We've got something special to show to all the world and share, and we're good enough to go out there and show it. So I really like that expansion bit, because I think as women have been brought up with the kind of be good girl, do not stand out from the crowd, you know, everybody in a line, you know, in your box, this kind of thing. And this is, I think right now, it's not about being vain, it's not about vanity project or anything like that with brand photography or generally showing online. It's about knowing that you're good enough to show up and share your gift with others, because it's not good enough to be the best, you know, known secret, isn't it? We really need to get ourselves out there in order to help others. So I really love that expansion in that quote.
Yeah. Yes. And also the affirmation thing could come handy in any work, any field of work. Affirmation can come when you are sitting down, you want to start writing something, or when you are putting your children to bed, and you can have an affirmation that you can both recite together. You can both, you know, you can bond, you can connect with the same thing, and you can have different affirmations, different days you can have depending how they feel. Affirmations can come at the beginning of the classroom, before you start the class, in the morning. You know, this is what my passion is how we can bring these tools in everyday life that can help every single one of us. Is not only for people that are spiritual. Can you see what I'm trying to say here? It is available to business people, to teachers, to anyone who like to use them. And then this is a tool that also can help bring you in a positive mindset immediately. It is like, I love that you can switch off from a negative thought pattern if you start affirming what you've got, something, you know, you've chosen a particular affirmation, and then it switches back into your believing and trusting, which is really important, as Aga said, whether you are a businesswoman or whether you are a mother, whether you are a writer, etc., etc. Okay, so this is my little. You can I will share that together with the video recording, so you can, if you like to copy and use it, whatever. It's not mine. I got it on so you can feel free to use it. Okay, so some affirmations actually exist in this book, in the Book of Self Musings. If you would like to receive a copy, you can get in touch with me directly, and then I'll send it to you, you know, wherever you are. And there's also beautiful poetry by Sue Williams that, you know, it's let me just find one that, since we talked about love, you did put a particular poem about love. Yes, and look at this beautiful rose. Can you see the rose?
Yeah.
Yes.
The pink rose. Shall I share that, Sue?
Yes, please do.
So it's love. Love is the title of the poem. Love makes your heart sing, fly on splendorous angel's wing, soar above base desire. True love sets your soul on fire. Flicker, ignite, fan the flame, burning passionately in its name.
That's lovely. Well done.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, so there you are. The other thing that is part of helping with mental health, I believe books are wonderful tools, and I've got a few books. This one here is by Sue Williams. Sue, you've got lots of books as well on Amazon. You can find them all on your website, and I share this one here. This one here by Fearne, Calm, is a really good book. It's got a few exercises in there to help you to bring more calm in your life. This one here is the second book I got out. We got out in December last year. And this is a book that it can be equally suitable for children, teens, and those who are young at heart. So there's again this is our the result of our campaigns as Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth. So we started off in November 2019 with my first call out before pandemic. Because of the pandemic, everything after that was happening online. So we have run lots of campaigns as well as events online, and we've got a community group on Facebook, and with Sue Brookes' help as my editor, second time round, we've got this book out that, Sue, how would you describe that? Because you worked quite intensely and intimately with the book.
I think, like you say, it's a brilliant sort of cornucopia of words and images from across the world, which I think is one of the amazing aspects of this book. You know, it is people from across the world, in America, in Greece, in Portugal, in Indonesia, in Cyprus, you know, across the world, all coming together. As you said already, Chrysula, young and older people, you know, from kids of just 7 years old to mature adults, all talking about the way that they feel about Mother Earth, the connection to that, and, as you say, the joy that nature can bring. And there's beautiful words. There's also beautiful, as I say, images, whether that's from professional photographers, whether that's illustrations that people have drawn themselves, things that children have drawn and coloured, etc. And it is, to me, it's a beautiful page. That it's a book that you can dip in and out of, as it says. It's little sparks of joy. So, you know, it absolutely, it can be used as a tool to just read some pieces and get inspiration and feel that connection and that love with the earth and the unity across the world.
Thank you, Sue. The amazing thing when I started off talking about Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth is writing as a medium of self-expression, because I was writing letters as a child to my parents as a way of communicating and reaching to them, because I was a sensitive soul and I was wanting to put something across to them. But, you know, face to face, it was not easy, but writing was an easier channel for me. And it did work. And I think that's where my personal journey with writing, and I always love writing. Everything I do, all the planning, everything I do is always down on a piece of paper, and then I put it on type it up. That's the way I channel through whatever comes, whatever ideas come through. That's the way it comes to me, and that's the initial thought of getting these rainbow letters before the COVID started, because I work with the psychology of color. So each color helps you bring out the emotions that are underneath, and you cannot really connect with words to express yourself. And the rainbow as well stands for hope, stands for togetherness, stands for hello, sweetheart. It's okay.
Oh, sorry. You okay, Harry?
Oh, we're talking about children and rainbows. Beautiful. How are you, my love? What's your name?
Harry.
Harry. Hello, Harry. I'm Chrysula. And we are here with two other ladies. They're called, both of them, Sue and Sue.
That lady's Sue, yeah. You're going to go play with your dinosaurs now?
But I clean up.
Oh, that's really good that you clean up. Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Well
Okay,
done.
go downstairs now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
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 That's so wonderful.
Harry, can you just...
Okay.
Well,
so writing and the letters could come in short stories or drawings, coloring, artwork, etc. So then we brought the element of coloring in it, but also within the book you've got poetry, and then lots of people were responding, sending their rainbow letters through poetry. And because it's actually, poetry has got this another element to it. And Sue Williams, you can actually tell us a bit about the magic of poetry, because it adds, not only you've got the words, but also it's got the rhythm in it. It's got another element, is for me sound. Whether the way something sounds, the flow of it. And then lots of poetry was coming through. So I said, I'm learning just to respond to whatever comes, because that's what it needs to be heard. That's what it needs to come out. And then I wrote a little piece about poetry and joy. And so let me just, I'll share with you the last bit from, it is on page 37. Poems can often work like angels. They find you when you most need them. They bring comfort. Some poems become lifelong friends. You turn to them when you need good company. They help you to pay attention to your life. They encourage you to stay faithful to yourself and have faith in life. And it connects with what we have been talking about the element of self-belief. And if you are, in a way, feeling a little bit out of, turbulent times, or you're going through a crossroads, I guess writing and poetry is a wonderful tool to have in your life too. So Williams, through your work, through your poetry, what do you bring out? How do you help other people?
I think there's certainly the element of, as you were just referring, really inspiration. So it's having the, and particularly if you create those words yourself in a poem, inspiring words that you can refer back to again and again. It's like with the Believe poem I wrote, for example, it's like I refer to it as my North Star, because I can go back to it again and again. Sometimes you kind of forget, like that, just those opening words, stand up, stand up. It's kind of like if you've been through a period where you've not been standing up or not being visible or that kind of thing, it instantly acts as a reminder. So they don't have to, poems don't have to be complicated or anything like that. It's, a simple can be a very simple collection of words that mean something to you. And even, 2-line simple little rhyme can have a really big impact. And the fact that, for example, if you do a rhyming poem, it's easier to remember, is in itself as well a really powerful thing, I think.
Yeah. I think there's an element of mindfulness in writing, but also in poetry as well. So when you write, when we write, we are in the present moment as well. So when you're connecting with whatever you write or whatever you read, you are in that present moment. So nothing else is worrying or messing about with your. you are in it. And I think that's part of also how we can help our mind to connect with things that bring that joy to us. And even if sometimes we are going through grief and you want to express that grief, because lots of people still carrying on this element of grief, because lots of people have lost their dear ones through the pandemic, and all of the last couple of years has been quite dark and heavy for lots of us. So these kind of emotions, instead of keeping them inside, find channels to bring them out, to write them through, or to share them as well. That's what we're doing with Rainbow Let's Mother Earth as well. Find a platform or a way to share how you feel in a safe way as well. It is really important to feel safe. And that's what you're doing as well through your work as well, isn't it? To create that space for other people to express themselves. I can see both Sue Williams and Aga and myself and Sue Brookes. We are all doing a same thing, but in a probably not exactly the same way, but we are aiming the same thing, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I mean, as you were saying, I think the thing with poetry, I mean, somebody I know likes to call it an outpouring of the soul. And certainly there's a big area of poetry as well, which is poetry for healing. And I know in some of my books, for example, there's poetry that's been written by people who've had, quite debilitating diseases and things like, or illnesses and things like that. And it is a great way of really expressing your inner feelings, and pouring it out onto the paper. There's something to be said for just allowing yourself to get it all out there, I think. And
it's kind of a release, isn't it? If you're getting those heartfelt feelings down, whether you choose to share them or not, it's kind of bringing them out of yourself, and in some way that's a little bit of a release of that sense of emotion that can be difficult to deal with. Or
you can work with color. You can get some coloring pens out and start drawing things. It's different people have different ways of communicating them, their feelings. So for me, color is a wonderful tool to use for that. And as a parent with your child, do you tend to sit down and coloring in with your son, Aga?
It happens. Yeah, we do love that. And me being obviously artistic, because I do love art, and probably I'm photography just because I was too lazy to be a painter and I didn't get the instant reward which photography gives me. But Harry is very similar. He loves painting, he loves drawing, and we love doing that together, and that brings you together as well, isn't it? And it helps to kind of, just like you said as well with poetry, it puts you into zone as well, which I really love, because that creates a bubble when you're in it, and it's very full of mindfulness. And I think drawing, painting offers that as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I find photography, because I'm not a professional photographer. Aga is a professional photographer, but I love photography in its own right when I travel. And I find, and I think you love, we all here love photography. I've seen your photos as well, Sue and Sue. So I've seen your photographs as well, and it's capturing the moment, and photography also, it is a mindfulness. Excuse me. So mindfulness is again, being in that moment and experiencing that connection with nature, with a flower, with whatever you bring, you know, the colors of the sunset, whatever that may be. That's another wonderful way of being in the moment and bring more mindfulness in your life. Maybe you do it, but you don't call it mindfulness, you know, but you do have mindful moments like that, but you don't really use the word mindful, maybe because you think it's a little bit of woohoo. I don't know. But, you know, mindful is like simply living the moment and enjoying what you know, being more conscious of what you're seeing there and then, you know, and that's what I think, that's what we really need more and more, to become more aware as well of what we do, what our actions are, and how we connect with the outside world, with nature, and with our relationships, with friends, with our people. I would like to mention a little bit about the importance also to come together and receive some support, receive some practical solutions. If you are feeling a little bit, you know, at a loss, or your child has got an issue with sleep or anxiety or behavior, later on in their teens, when the hormonals kick in and they got to, you know, go through exams, etc., they go through a lot, and you as an adult, be more mindful in your life will help them to become more mindful too. And that's the idea as well, to the idea of creating our initiative, mental health drop-in centers. That's the whole idea behind, you know, just join in and have a professional to talk to and receive some tools you can take away, bring them into your family life or in your professional life as well. Because it's not only children that suffer. I think we adults, we also suffer, because there's a lot of stress and anxiety caused by different triggers, different factors. So that's what I just want to share a little bit about the Mental Health Drop-In Center. This is our new initiative by Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth. It's going to start in Nantwich. It's here in where I'm based. And hopefully we can actually bring the mental health drop-in centers in schools, and like as a one-day thing, and then gradually we can see how things can expand like that. Talk about expansion. So this is you know, this is really important to have a contact, some connection with somebody that you'll be able to get some solutions, without having to wait for a long time to receive an appointment, because, you know, NHS is overwhelmed with lots of I don't know what to say, you know, there's a sense of overwhelm overall. So yeah, this is I will be sharing more about the mental health drop-in centers. They are happening here in Nantwich, and I'll be also spreading more of this word, you know, creating that awareness about mindset and mindfulness and mental health through what we're doing through Rainbow Let's Mother Earth, through different other campaigns as well, and collaborations. And I could see how the cards can be very, the belief cards can be very useful and practical in sitting down with in a classroom environment or in your family, and bring them in. And we actually were talking with Aga the other day about you know, getting wonderful little colorful cards with my rainbow bears. You know, I haven't introduced them to you yet. if I haven't, let me just bring one of them in. They would like to say hello. Ta-da!
So cute.
So we've got a little rainbow fellow here that's got all the colors of the rainbow. Okay, We've got the mama bear that sits over there as well. It's a big mama bear. For me, it's Mama. For you, it could be Bernie. For me, the name is Bernie, but you can call it he or she. It's up to you. I don't mind. They don't mind either. And this is one of the actual rainbow bears that we've got: red, orange, yellow, etc., etc. And we were thinking through a planning session with Aga to actually say, well, we could have rainbow bears in a little cards with affirmation there, a little bit about the color, what the color means. And that's a little booklet that will come with it, of course. And so the parents can have, or the teachers can have a little bit of an understanding of what the message is, so they can give them a little bit more support if they need to. And this is something new that actually I haven't talked to anyone out there apart from Aga.
It's quite fresh off the press, isn't it?
Yes, yes, and it will be. They have come to my life back in 2019, and the actual little jumpers are knitted by a friend of mine, Gillian, who is no longer with us, unfortunately, sadly, and I will dedicate the cards to Gillian because they are beautiful. I mean, they're different colors, beautiful green and turquoise and lilac and yeah, green, olive green. So different colors have got different, the psychology that we can share out with the kids as well. So kids and those young at heart. It can be used with anyone who doesn't love a little teddy bear, eh? So there you are. So they're here. So everyone has got a little name as well. Okay. So you've got this one is Yellow Joey. Okay. Because again, if you're asking me which is the color of to help with mental health, those people that got issues with depression, we as a color psychologist, I will say to them, receive some sunshine or get some yellow around you, because that helps with the mental health processes as well. The other way around is if people, they come to see me and they've got issues with mental health or they're going through grief, they are very much called to purple. So purple is the color that indicates that they need support with their mindset as well. And because yellow and purple, they are complementary colors. So there you are. So that's what you learn when you're coming to any of my training programs. There you are. And much more. So there you are. Now, what else would I like to share with you? We talked about affirmations. We talked about cards, books. I would like to share with you so you can see what the belief cards by Sue Williams, what they look like. I don't know which one this is. Oh yes, I think that's a good one, Sue. So there you are, believe in yourself, and the actual card is believe and take the first step.
Yeah.
Which in a way, carry on. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say it sounds a very small thing, doesn't it? But it's very significant to take just even a very small step. Mm-hmm. And then the idea obviously behind it is that once you've taken one step, you keep going, because you don't just take one step anyway, do you? If you're going anywhere, you've got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Yeah. But they can be very small steps. I think sometimes people have experienced setbacks because they think they've got to do something big or amazing or different, but that's not the case. It might just be as simple as picking up a pen and starting to write about your feelings or something like that. Something that even other people don't necessarily know you're doing, that kind of thing.
And also, to me as well, is about acknowledging, learning to acknowledge when you're taking that first step or you are making a small step. It is this sense of recognizing that actually I have done that, because we can be very hard on ourselves. And it's one of the 7 steps, the rainbow. I've got a method connected with the 7 steps, the rainbow steps. One of them, the A, stands for acknowledgement, because if you don't acknowledge where you are and the goodness that you've got around you, and that you made a step towards somewhere, and again, it doesn't have to be huge, as Sue said. It could be just a tiny step, but acknowledge that, because it's good for the soul. It's good. It makes you feel good. And yeah, taking the first step, making a new beginning. It could be a new beginning, like a huge change, or it could be just a tiny step of, getting out of bed and have a shower. So for some people, it is different steps they can take, right? And yeah, let me just share one more. Yeah, this one here, I think, Aga, you will connect with this one.
Yeah. Loud.
Yeah.
It's so important, isn't it? Just to, again, speak up for yourself, for your business, for your life. Not be ashamed to share this with other people.
Yeah,
that's so important. And have the voice and use it.
Yes, and sometimes, I think people get, think of, oh, if I share who I am, it's a little bit arrogant, or it's a little bit like a show-offish, or and then these niggling negative thoughts start kicking in, saying, who am I to do this, and
Exactly.
what sort of skills have I got to do that, and these are all the niggly little negative, this little voice. But you have got a voice, you've got a good voice, meaning you can just express yourself, right? So what else would you like to say around this card in particular?
Yeah, I think the thing to remember as well is that this very much does conjure up the image of you kind of speaking in front of people, I would say, because it's got a microphone, and part of that is amplifying your message, but you can have your voice in different ways as well. So it doesn't have to be public speaking, for example. It can be that you're sharing your message or your voice in words, as we were saying. It might be through blogging, that kind of thing. And actually pictures speak to people as well. So it's kind of like a picture,
isn't it? That's all it is. We need to be visible and share our information and share about our gifts to others. And if we're not doing this loud enough, then who's gonna know what you've got on offer?
That's right.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it's amplifying. In a way, the word that comes to my mind is amplifying things.
I like that. I like that word.
Like that too.
Yeah. It's again about expansion, isn't it? So amplifying, yeah.
But also, I think this is very important, what we just kind of touched at the beginning with confidence, because not everybody feel confident enough to go out there. And you mentioned about those niggly bits, and obviously we all got imposter syndrome, right? And I think it's just kind of making sure, and that probably where affirmation could come together, knowing that you're good enough, knowing that you've got something decent to offer, knowing that your gift is worth sharing, knowing that I can do it. So having that self-belief, regardless of what's going on in our head, just surpass it and just go for it. I think it's so important. And for some people, this is like really like that little step. It's just sometimes it's so huge for them to actually make the difference, start talking about the self, because they're not used to do it. They're not used to be in front of people. And I'm not saying public speaking, for some people that's going to be that thing when they're going to come out of the comfort zone. But even social media, putting posts, doing PR, joining Zoom, networking events, anything, where we meeting people and we talking about obviously our life, our businesses, and our gifts. That's where we always have to use our voice and I think the confidence grows more we're doing it. Then that's become like a second nature, and I think we just need to like kind of push ourselves a little bit, and it's just gonna grow and grow and grow. No one's gonna be amazing straight away. I think we need to give yourself a credit as well, take the time, but push it a little bit.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
it's about
taking a
remembering.
step. Yeah, taking a step. Sorry,
Yeah.
carry on, Sue. Yeah.
I was just going to remembering about that impact that you are going to have on others. You know, that
100%,
one
yeah.
person in the audience, or those people that read your social media post who might be
Exactly.
sat at home feeling sad, feeling lonely.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
you
Yeah.
have that, as that first affirmation said, you have that chance to inspire them. You have a chance to help lift them up and start to help them make a difference in their lives, potentially by what you are saying.
Yeah, I think it's just so many people can just be in the same place where we are, right? Or maybe we're a few steps ahead. We don't need to be the geniuses in every single zone, but we've got our, zone of geniuses. We're great to share things, and if we just few steps ahead, and and we talk out loud of some of our experience or something we've got to share, that can be life-changing for other people. That can put them on the right path, that can change the trajectory of their lives. So I think we really can't underestimate power of our gifts and our skills, really.
I think another thing that kind of springs to mind for me as well is to be mindful of people who are kind of more introverted or quieter people.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the people who speak the most aren't necessarily the ones who say, the most useful things. So I think for people who aren't necessarily used to sharing their words or their voice, is to remember that a few words can actually make a big difference sometimes as well.
We still need to share them. Because as much as I love the idea of writing poems and stuff like that, but if you it's great to express your feelings if you write them and put in a drawer, but I think publish them somewhere, go there one step ahead. Obviously that's different. It's a different way if you're doing this for ourselves, to kind of offload it and kind of deal with our feelings. That's a brilliant thing to do. But if we think that through the writing or creating something, stuff like that, we can change someone's life or really want to share it, you really need to go there one step ahead and actually do something about this, because it's not good enough if we're just doing this for our pleasure. Well, it's good if we're doing this for our pleasure, but if we want to make an impact in someone else's life, we really need to kind of make the step and be brave enough to share it.
Yeah, one of the
it's okay. And sometimes I was going to say it's probably in line with what you're developing, Cressula, is having, I think, the right environment and other people perhaps who are going through similar things. So kind of like the opportunities you'll be offering through your new groups and meetings and things. It's kind of having that environment where you can feel more comfortable to share and know that you're being supported around it as well. And sometimes to get people, started.
Yeah. I believe we it is needed, and when I talk about it, the reaction, I'm very aware of what the reaction is, and if I feel the reaction is positive, I say, okay, we are on the right path here. And whenever I talk about that, there's a positive response, and it is about creating more awareness around it, and then spread the word, and it takes time for the word to spread as well. We have to be patient, and then takes step by step. But there's a lot of passion in here, a lot of passion and determination, and yes, it is needed. I know there are people out there they would love to collaborate and support this initiative, and I know there are people out there they would like to receive that support as well. And our children, it's our future. We've got to do something, and there's no point in struggling on your own, or suffering or finding being frustrated on your own. There are that's what these mental health drop-in centers will be about, to pop in and receive that inspiration, that support, that care, and take away some tools with you that you can implement in your life immediately, and see how things will change, and then come back and share with us what's happened and receive some more support. It is about connection. For me, it is really important, and have the courage to go ahead and ask for help, because it is another thing I find that sometimes we do suffer, but we don't reach out because we are worried. That's a mental health, creates a mental health issue. If you are on your own and you are lonely and you're not reaching out to support because you are worried what other people will think of you. That's one thing, what people say, how people will perceive me. And I just want to say that you're all loved. Come along, when we have these mental health drop-in centers available, come along and you will receive a lot of love and a lot of support. Okay. Yes, so thank you. I'd just like to say thank you for having this opportunity to connect here, bring a little bit of our sort of experience and through our creativity, what we're doing and how we help other people, we inspire other people to be more self-confident, to be more trusting, have faith in life and faith in themselves, becoming more visible through whatever means they feel appropriate. So thank you for joining us here. And I believe that maybe these mental health drop-in centers could both be online and in real life.
Yeah, I think for some people that accessibility, that would be pretty amazing, isn't it? Because yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because we've got people that they are in abroad. They have lots of skills and they can offer a lot of support. So we may actually have something online, and then we can have something in real life as well. Yeah, watch this space, as they say. Okay, so I will include your how you can connect with Aga and Sue Brookes and Sue Williams when I put it on the YouTube. So if you would like to get in touch with them directly, you'll be able to. And of course, if you like to receive updates, what we're doing, one way is to connect with us on Facebook. We've got a community group. And then we share lots of things, and there are lots of uplifting stuff that we share, and also the online stuff also will be shared in that group. Okay. All right, so I'd just like to say thank you again, and use the affirmation we shared here today, or use some of the books we shared, or the oracle cards. And if you are inspired to write something and send it over to us, by all means, you can find our email address on our website, rainbowletterstomother-earth.com, and you can share that by email or whatever way you feel is right for you, because there's so many other ways. Okay, so lots of love. Is there anything you like to say as to close? You're happy?
Thank you so much for creating this space, because I think it's you made it use, and I think lots of people gonna maybe find it, watch it, and feel okay, this is like something for me, or like to kind of connect with any ways. So thank you for creating that space, Chrissy.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for coming as well. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much, Christina. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.